And I would just love to know, who are you and how long have you been at Tufts?
My name is Ellen Fulham. I'm a Project 7 nurse at Tufts. I've been there for almost 10 years.
10 years.
And I am part of the bargaining committee.
Oh, wonderful. So welcome.
Thank you.
Like I was just telling you a second ago, seeing all these nurses come here fighting for the betterment of nursing, which directly correlates with the betterment of patient care and the outcomes that patients have, it's great to see.
Yes.
But the situation sucks.
Correct.
So can you just give us a brief history, general? What has happened to lead to this situation?
We've been at the table for 15 months, and we have a tripod system. It's staffing, wages, and the defined benefit plan, the pension plan.
Yes.
My name is Christine Pontus. I am an occupational health nurse. That means I take care of workers, board certified to take care of workers in any environment relating to their health and safety.
Wonderful. And you work for
Massachusetts Nurses Association.
Wonderful. When I did my research, I found that it was just a downward spiral and kind of really shitty situation because you guys are not getting paid enough, right? You're not getting paid fairly.
Correct.
So all the nurses are leaving here for other Boston hospitals.
Correct.
And the huge problem is retention of nurses or just staffing in general.
Both.
Exactly. So what is your guys' resolve? What are you guys asking for? If everything were to work out perfectly, what would we have?
We'd have more staff and more resources to take care of our patients. We're asking for a bare minimum. We're asking for a charge nurse without an assignment to help with the flow of the floor.
Yes.
An IV team, not just an IV nurse, an IV team.
That's what we need.
Okay, and then a PIC team as well. And it's called a CRN, it's a clinical resource nurse, 24/7. So when your patient is in trouble, you have someone to back up. And if that person, if you have a full assignment, it's hard to do.
That sounds like what the bare minimum should be.
My name is Anthony McNutt. I'm a union carpenter with 33, and I'm in solidarity here supporting my brothers and sisters that are in the union, and they provide a great function for the city.
I think that's absolutely beautiful. I mean, that's wonderful. That's what we want. He's a carpenter. He's not a nurse. He's not a doctor. He's not in healthcare. He's a freaking carpenter, and he's here to support the other union. I really do appreciate that. Do you have... So you said you just woke up, you found out that this was happening, and you were like, I'm there.
Yes, sir.
I truly do appreciate that. Can you tell us, what does the nursing community mean to you, and why are you out here supporting us?
Well, I'm basically here because I'm a volunteer. I come in twice a week.
Wonderful.
And I feel that the patients needed to see a familiar face today because the richest part of this hospital has been stolen from them.
Tell me, what is the relationship that you have with the nurses out here?
I used to work with these nurses. I used to work for Boston Medflight and would fly the most critical patients in here. And I know how dedicated they are to patient care and how hard they work.
So it's one thing that you used to be here, but it's a whole nother thing that you left and you back to support us.
Absolutely.
So I think, thank you. Everybody, this is Joe. He's the ice cream man of the day. You have been buying ice cream for all of these nurses walking up and down this. Tell us, because there's an ice cream truck here. Is that something you just thought up at the top of your head, or there was a plan?
I did. I gave the M&A a call this morning. I knew that the nurses would be striking today, and I wanted to support them. I called up and see what they needed. We kind of brainstormed, and we said ice cream would be great. So I started calling around. I found someone who was willing to come down here in 30 minutes. And
that's awesome.
It's a hot day. Let's keep them cool and support our nurses.
So you definitely know your nurses.
Absolutely.
You definitely know your nurses. If you're going to bring us ice cream, you definitely know your nurses. Joe, I'd love to say just thank you to you. And from all us nurses, the nurses who had some of your ice cream and the nurses who didn't, just you being here and supporting us, thank you. Why is it so important to have that safe nursing to patient ratio?
Okay, the essence of the situation is that nurses cannot practice as nurses what they're taught to do and what they get their license to do.
Exactly.
Without having the correct staff to do it. In other words, you cannot be multitasking when you have a situation that arises that demands care and concern from a nurse. Care, I mean nursing professional care, not caring as a human being. We do that too. But it goes beyond the caring of a human being. It goes from the skills. It goes with a set of skills, an assessment skill that leads to an action that only an RN, registered nurses, are trained to do.
And you also will have more time with the patient to get to know the patient, because whether people know it or not, the majority of the time spent with the patient is from the nurse. The doctor comes in here once or twice a day, and the nurse is the patient advocate.
Can we just clap that up? That was absolutely amazingly said. Thank you. It's true. It's so true. It's so true.
And
So
this is why we do it. Nurses love their patients. They're not greedy. They love their patients.
Have you ever worked in any hospitals? Do you have any family that are nurses? Do you have a connection with nurses?
Yeah, I would say when I lost my spleen in a terrible car accident, the people that rehabbed me and that were always there were my nurses. You know, get out of bed, move, this, that, take care of this wound, watch out for that. And I have lifelong friends that were nurses.
First of all, I'm sorry about that. How long ago was the accident?
That was in 04.
That was in 04. So you've recovered. And you're on your feet again. And you credit some of that, getting back onto your feet to nurses.
Oh, absolutely.
I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. We try our best to help the community we serve, and to see people like you, not to just become back on your feet and healthy, but to come back and support us, I think is absolutely amazing.
And never forget the people who go through the schooling and the constant training and the hours and the things that they have to give up all the time.
Thank you so much. I
Thank you,
appreciate
sir.
it. Of course, continue.
I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you. You've been at Tufts, as you said, for 10 years. The fact that you're fighting for a better Tufts situation instead of just running off and moving on to another hospital says everything. I mean, you're fighting for the betterment of yourself and your colleagues.
And your practice and your license.
Exactly. And that license that we all work so very hard for.
Exactly.
Ellen, thank you for what you do today, and thank you for what you have been doing for the past 10 years here at Tufts. I
Thank you so
appreciate
much.
it.
No problem. Take care.
I volunteer in cardiomyopathy,
Oh, wonderful.
and so I see the heart transplant patients when I'm here. Also in the Cam Neely Oncology Infusion Center.
Of course.
So you can imagine there are patients that are there for quite a long time, months. They know these nurses.
And
they count on these nurses.
Of course.
This is a big part of their lives.
Can I just say, Mary, it is, so it's one thing, I have to say it, as a nurse, it's one thing for me to come into work and to deal with the craziness nurses deal with, and it's tough day in and day out. But for you to voluntarily, not getting paid, it's not your salary, it's not your job, it's not your duty, you're doing it out of the kindness of your heart. Mary, I have to say, thank you. It's just, my heart goes out to people like you. And this place wouldn't be able to run without people like you.
No, it's the best hospital in Boston.